What is strength and what is weakness? Are you sure you know? Usually, people who are called strong have big walls up. Well, I've had good friends from time to time over the years who have had strong outer shells. And surprise, surprise, the reason why they have those walls up, those thick shells, is because in the middle, there's something really fragile and sensitive. And what I have found there is usually much more sensitive than what I usually find in most people. So those with the most sensitive core will have the hardest shell around it to protect it. People who are thought of as strong, are they really? What is strength, really? Perhaps strength is just being innovative, resourceful, willing and able to change, to adapt through difficult circumstances. Well, that involves a whole lot of different skills. Is strength a state of mind? Usually very confident people are called strong, or people who don't give a damn about anything because their senses have been numbed either by experience or by their own will. Or they have put up walls to disconnect them from themselves, to not have to feel those sensitive feelings. I have always thought of strength as, well, I'll refer to a song by Garth Brooks called Standing Outside the Fire. If you look at life as an expression, this passionate flame that fills you with life and gives you joy and ecstasy, but at the same time hurts like hell. Standing inside the fire, dancing in the fire instead of standing outside. I mean, getting into the fire of life would be strength, wouldn't it? I mean, how could you argue otherwise? I like to hear an argument for putting up walls is strong. Because obviously, So, what is weak though? When someone is weak, or regarded as weak, they're often called sensitive. Oh, she's just sensitive, that one. If someone is quick to jump down someone's throat, they're very overreacting, well, they're called oversensitive. Sensitivity is regarded as weakness, and therefore the loss or the avoidance of sensitive feelings is regarded as strength. Sensitivity is, by its definition, a strength. Without sensitivity, you would know who or what you are, where you are, what you're doing. We will not have empathy without sensitivity. You do not have perceptiveness without sensitivity. Instincts, nothing. So, sensitivity is a strength. Being willing to be vulnerable and to experience joy as well as horrible hurt is strong, is it not? I have worked psychologically over the years to tear down my walls and to leave myself vulnerable and to take the hurt instead of playing it safe and having walls up. It has been at times difficult. It requires strength to do that. And on occasion, I will be called weak because of my willingness to be sensitive, which is funny to me. I have never understood people's concept of strength. I think it's a very surface perspective to look at someone who doesn't appear to be hurt by things because they have a wall up and say, oh, well, he's strong. And that guy over there, you can see when he's hurt by something, it's obvious. It's on his face or it's in his eyes or, he wears his heart in his sleeve, so he's not so strong, that one. That's a surface perspective because it's a willingness here. It's a choice. You have a choice to be from the heart and to take the suffering and the pain of life or to put up walls and not experience it. You have a choice to be from the heart or to carry yourself in a certain way through life. That is choice. And given the choice of an easier road or a harder path, I respect the one who chooses the harder road, the road less traveled. but most people, not necessarily, I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of the time, the easier road of walls and not caring is regarded as strong. And I think that empowers and it fuels a mentality that should not be. There is something wrong in that. How can we ever have a world of empathy, of real compassion and caring and understanding, of knowing of the self and caring to others without this sensitivity? Without sensitivity, we are not perceptive. And I think it comes down to sour grapes. I think people get hurt, and so they decide to put up walls, and they think that's the answer, and I think it's as simple as that. And they're rewarded for it. They're called strong, they're thought of as strong, and they appear to handle pressure very well. But largely that's surface, although admittedly they can handle pressure very well because they have disconnected themselves from their sensitivities. In high stressful workplaces, certainly those people come in handy as supervisors and whatnot. And this is true in war, in situations like that as well, because they do have a wall up. The thing is that these high-stress work environments and war, of course, are not natural. We know they're not natural because of what they do to us. We should not have high-stressful workplaces, and we should not be going to war with each other. So it's really all superficial. We set up these crazy environments, whether it's crazy, in a way that drives a lot of people crazy. In terms of stress and depression and things like that, which is, of course, extremely common in our society. Drugs related to curing anxiety and depression are the best-selling pills. That's what the pharmaceutical companies make the most money off of, and some people argue that's why they suppress marijuana, why they make that illegal, because they lose a lot of money. I don't know if that's the reason, but there's so much money to be made off of it because there's so many problems with stress because of our society. And then, of course, there's war, which is absolute madness and should never happen. There's very few wars that are justified. And, of course, by justified, I mean that someone, started a war and someone else had to defend the innocent against a certain group, like, the Nazis, for obvious example. But anyway, I think, it really comes down to sour grapes. People get hurt, they put up walls, and that's their answer for life. Walls do not hurt anything. Walls do not cure anything. They do not allow you to work through your own emotional issues and to understand other people emotionally. People who think that they operate off of intellect, no, they don't. People operate from emotion, whether they're conscious of it or not. We are emotional beings. We make emotional decisions. Who we vote for is much more often than not, a decision that comes from the heart, not a decision that is made in the mind. We come up with justifications in the mind for what we do from the heart. So it is best that we know ourselves, that we understand ourselves, and that we understand each other better. And so this was just something that I wanted to share and I wanted to say on this. Sensitivity is a strength. It is strong to choose to be from the heart. Putting up walls and to be quote-unquote strong, how could that really reasonably, from a purely logical perspective even, how could that be argued as strong? I disagree with that for obvious reasons. I think we need to reevaluate what we think of as strong, what we think of as weak. Peace.